during extreme crises such as after flooding and earthquakes that often take out bridges entirely. The portable bridge provides a quick solution by providing a bridge in extremely remote areas or in areas that have suffered extensive damage. There are many menacing military vehicles, but the M60 AVLB provides a practical solution to critical problems and can save many lives during quick evacuations due to extreme events. The M60 AVLB is an incredible piece of engineering and one that is set to be a part of the US and other nations' armies for the foreseeable future. The M60 Armored Vehicle Land Bridge is a modified M60 Patton battle tank equipped with a 19-meter, 60-foot retractable bridge. Build bridges, not destroy them. The tank can lay a 19-meter bridge over water, trenches, and obstacles, allowing passage for other vehicles. Each M60 AVLB's MLC60 scissor bridge weighs in at a massive 13.0 kg. Constructed almost entirely out of aluminum, the bridge has a span of 19 meters but only requires half a meter on each side to support tracked and wheeled vehicles of up to a load of 60 tons to cross. Each M60 AVLB is built on top of a modified M60 AVLB tank chassis. The turret has been removed and replaced with the bridge launching system. Other alterations include the relocation of the driver's position further rearward. Some of the series were also modified M60 AVLB Starship main battle tank and BT that had been removed from active service. This amazingly engineered tank unfolds the bridge vertically and lowers it into place on the other side of a channel. When the bridge is laid in place, the tank disconnects, drive over it, and can pick it back up on the other side. The predecessor M60 AVLB was armored with two 12.7mm machine guns, but the M60 has no armament. The M60 is powered by a 750 HP Continental VDS 1792, a turbocharged diesel engine capable of reaching speeds up to 48 km for a range of 460 km despite the 51.3-ton setback. The tank has been engineered so cleverly that even if the engine breaks, it can be replaced in under 4 hours, an impressive time for any vehicle. The bridge layer itself has a torsion bar-type suspension made of 6 road wheels with an idler to the rear that also has 3-track return rollers. The predecessor to the M60 AVLB. The M60 Patton was one of the first main battle tanks built in the USA. Development began in 1957, with it entering service in around 1960. The tank was primarily designed to combat the formidable T-54 and T-55 Soviet medium tanks. These were superior to anything the US had at the time. M60 Patton main battle tanks would see active service for many decades. Production finally stopped in 1987. The M60 would see various variants built for specific logistical needs for the Army in the field, one of which is the M60 AVLB. The M48 AVLB was similar in many respects to the M60 with the exception of the chassis being the M48 Patton MBT. M48s were one of 3 tanks to be officially named after the famed General George S. Patton. M48s were primarily designed and built to replace M47s and aging M4 Sherman tanks. Incredibly, 12,000 M48s were built between 1952 and 1959. The M60 AVLB's potential replacement. Although the M60 AVLB is currently in active service, it is slowly being replaced by the M104 Wolverine, a similar style tank which has a bridge that can reach 5 meters further. The M104 Wolverine began its life during the 1980s with General Dynamics and German MAN Mobile Bridges winning a contract in 1994. The very first production Wolverines began rolling off the production line and were delivered to the U.S. Army in 2003. Wolverines are modified M1, the 2 SCP main battle tank chassis. Like the M60 AVLB, the turret has been removed and bridge laying gear put in its place. The Wolverine can carry, deploy, and retrieve an MLC-70 class bridge with a 24-meter span. Unlike the M60 AVLB, the bridge is lowered and laid horizontally instead of vertically. This is the added benefit of allowing the tank to be harder to spot at a distance by the enemy. The Wolverine was intended to be commissioned to gradually replace aging M60 AVLBs, especially those attached to engineering battalions, cavalry regiments, and heavy support brigades. The intention was to order around 465 Wolverines and replace the M60s on a one-to-one basis. Subsequent budget cuts have since reduced the number purchased to 44 with no intentions of ordering more. To this end, the M60 AVLB is to remain in active service for some time to come. Armored Vehicle Bridge to the Future. The United States was the primary operator of the M60 AVLB, developed in the early 1960s and produced by General Dynamics Land Systems Division. The Armored Vehicle Launching Bridge kept the men and material rolling throughout the Vietnam War, the Gulf War, and the war in Afghanistan before being retired by the U.S. Army in 2003 as it was superseded by the M104 Wolverine. The folding bridge can support the Army's M101 Abrams tank, but only using a cautionary crossing at a reduced gap, length of 15 meters, and only at a reduced crossing speed. The Armored Vehicle Launching Bridge has a crew of 2 enlisted men, and it weighs 58 tons including the folding bridge. It was powered by a 12-cylinder diesel engine, but it was far from a speed demon, especially off-road. Its maximum speed was just 30 mph, and it had just an 8 to 12 mph cross-country speed. The vehicle's range was 290 miles. While it was meant to deploy bridges over wide trenches, the M60 chassis could still deploy over trenches up to 8.5 feet. During the Cold War, the bridging vehicle was deployed to West Germany with the U.S. Army Combat Engineer units in support of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. The United States had been the primary operators of the M60 AVLB, but it has also been employed by the Israeli Defense Forces, which also deployed the American-built system during the Yom Kippur War. The platform remains in service with the U.S. Army National Guard, while the United States Marines Corps, which adapted it in the late 1980s, began replacing the M60 AVLB with the M107 Joint Assault Bridge last year.